We have a special piece of animation to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, and to tell us more about that animation, please welcome the Chief Executive Officer of NHS Health Scotland, Gerry McLaughlin.
Good afternoon, and thanks for the privilege of being able to join you and to hear from some fantastic speakers this afternoon. We are absolutely delighted to be supporting this two-day event, and I want to thank the organisers and Nadine for ensuring that you brought us all together in this room. Now, like all of you in the room, we're passionate about sharing knowledge about what we know creates or indeed harms health and well-being, both for our children and indeed the adults that they become. And I don't know about you, but I think it's just simply not right that in Scotland today, where you're born can determine your right to health. I just think that's wrong. So we'll continue to advocate for the prevention of childhood adversity and for action on child poverty and the causes of health inequalities. Along with all of you here today and with our Scottish ACES Hub, we want to play our part in the ambition to make Scotland the best place to grow up and to learn in. A Scotland where we support families and communities to nurture our children. A Scotland that responds with understanding, compassion and empathy and kindness to what might have happened in a person's life. John Carnahan talked to us about the importance of raising awareness, and I think we've all been trying to raise awareness about how early adversity can impact on a child's development and life trajectory. And specifically using ACE research as a reminder of this and the essential ingredient of positive relationships for our health. While many of you and we may have known this, what we're currently seeing is the spread of that knowledge and understanding across sectors, across our communities, in our Parliament, and as we've just heard from Mr Swinney, certainly within our government. So as part of our effort to raise awareness, I'm pleased to share with you today the animation that we've been developing to contribute to raising awareness about ACEs. I hope you find it a useful resource to prompt discussion. Our team in Health Scotland look forward to working with you to support you in making a difference to people's lives now and to making a difference to Scotland's health in the future. I want to show you this short animation. Thank you.
Did you know that what happens to me as a child has a huge impact on the rest of my life? Some children grow up in a supportive, happy environment where positive relationships can make them feel safe. Others grow up facing difficulties which can have a long-lasting negative impact, even affecting what kind of adult they'll become and what health conditions they'll have in the future. These stressful events in childhood are called adverse childhood experiences, known as ACEs. ACEs was first identified in America after a study found as the number of stressful events as a child increased, so did the risk of experiencing a range of health conditions when you're grown up. These stressful experiences in childhood include different forms of abuse, physical and emotional neglect, and things that can happen to your family, like domestic violence, adults with alcohol or drug problems, parents splitting up, having a mum or dad with a mental illness, or having someone from the house in prison. But how does this affect me when I grow up? Well, the more ACEs I have now, the more risk I'll be affected when I am an adult. If I have 4 or more ACEs, I'm more likely as an adult to suffer from heart disease, develop type 2 diabetes, be in prison, have committed violence, or do things that are bad for my health, like smoking, drinking, and taking drugs. There are also other things which can have similar long-lasting effects on my health, such as bullying, losing a parent, not having a home and being poor. In Scotland, 260,000 children are living in relative poverty, and out of those, 7 out of 10 children living in poverty are in families where at least one adult is working. If you're grown up, not all work is good for your health, and being in work doesn't always mean you're not poor. A study in England found that people who have experienced 4 or more ACEs were 3 times more likely to live in the most deprived areas. So inequalities matter. Please help me and others like me. There are things you can do to help prevent ACEs. Talk about them. The more people know about ACEs, the more they can think about them in everything they do. If you work with children, have a think about whether they are experiencing an ACE and what impact it might have on them. Chances are you might have experienced an ACE, maybe more than one. What impact has it had on your life? Was there anyone you could speak to about it? Research has said that having an adult that you can trust and speak to could help stop the negative effects of ACEs. If you work with grown-ups in services such as homelessness, addiction or prison services, think about the impact of ACEs on them and what impact it might have on their children or kids they might have in the future. If you work in a school, think about how your work can help support children experiencing ACEs and what can be done to prevent them. Are there other people outside your own work that can help us combat ACEs? Can you work with other people to help prevent them? Please help Scotland be the best place to grow up. People like me shouldn't have to suffer, so what are you going to do about it?
Isn't that a wonderful piece of animation, ladies and gentlemen? Gerry, thank you very much indeed.